The war will continue at least up until 2025, 2026. We are going to face a new, let's say, stage of escalation. This year, Russia has the upper hand. It is going to further mobilize. It has successfully bypassed Western sanctions, let's say to a great extent, even though that the West will introduce further packages. As we speak, just the 13th package was introduced by the European Union, apropos for the very first time also including an Indian company. And at the same time, actually, we've heard already from the speech of Mr. Abbott, the goal, the calculus of Russia is very clear what it is really about. It's first and foremost about, of course, Ukraine, and it is about the whole of Ukraine. So the longer the war lasts, the less of Ukraine will remain from Russia's position. That means that in a next step, they can move again against, let's say, the capital, Kiev, and they can try to seize more territory. But in the meantime, of course, they will be eyeing diplomatic negotiations. Why? Because this will legitimize already the controlled territories. Right now, they control around 17 to 18% of Ukraine's territory. They also want to legitimize Crimea as Russian one. So all we know, it is about the subjugation of the whole of Ukraine, but it is about more than that. Russia wants a new European security order. In fact, it wants to destroy the current security order, which has been more or less built up and settled for the last 30 years following the end of the Cold War. Russia wants a new game in which it could actually play off different European states against each other. It could have Russia-friendly governments because we will have also elections, and at some point of time in the future, as you know, there will be economic repercussions, there will be greater geoeconomic pain, and we have already actually a lot of things happening in terms of political forces, for instance, on the far right, but also on the far left, which pretty much actually side with the Russian position. But it is also about a new position of Russia in a new great game, in the long game, which is actually the new global order, where two forces, United States and China, are competing over the future of the global order. And here, Russia wants the pole position. Russia is a game changer. Russia has sided with China before making a move on Ukraine. And by siding with China, it has gotten also the comprehensive support. So what is India's stake here? First and foremost, India is going to bet on India. So it's going to try to take the best of the two worlds. In fact, I will argue that it is in all our interest to have a very strong India, geopolitically and geoeconomically, because this is probably the only breach in the world right now, trying to somehow balance two almost impossible, actually, partners. That is the West on the one side and Russia and China by extension on the other. So it is only India that is able to talk to all of these, relevant players and try to talk some sense because of the worst case scenario, which is a kind of, let's say, miscalculation, or even, as some worry, the breakout of a third, world war, or even nuclear exchange. Now, I myself don't see this kind of risk happening, neither nuclear exchange, nor actually a World War III. In fact, what I see is already the manifestation of a Cold War 2.0, like I said, between the West on the one side and China and Russia on the other. It's not just China, it's China and Russia. And here, India is going to play a critical role to, like I said, to bridge these two impossible worlds.